This is the most awesome super supplement, non-FDA regulated weight loss, thermogenic, fat burning supplement that you can buy on the planet. Oh, and by the way, it's in a multi-level marketing structure so you can make money while losing weight and helping other people do the same, because we have some ingredients that maximizes your weight loss by up to 1,000,000%. Yeah, that's basically a bunch of BS. For some reason, I have been getting inundated with people who are trying to tell me and sending me things, supplement companies, and saying, hey, I know you're interested in health and nutrition. Here, take a look at this. And oh, by the way, you can make money on the MLM side of the house if you do this. And unfortunately, there's a number of people that I've had discussions with that after posting the truth about weight loss and losing body fat and maintaining muscle mass and all that stuff, these people, they get offended. They get really mad. And they say I'm being disrespectful. They say that, you're judging me and you can't judge because you haven't even tried the product. And it's like, I really don't need to try the product, because I can lose weight without your special expensive supplement, and that says a lot right there. But if it was just my experience only, that would be good enough for me. But we're not talking about anecdotal evidence. We want to look at the facts and the truth of what works for weight loss. And it comes down to a calorie deficit. That's all it is. You have a calorie deficit so that you're taking in less calories than you're expending by breathing and just sitting and, occupying space here on this planet, and then throw in some activity, whether it's walking or jogging, or maybe if you go to the gym and exercise, do a ton of cardio or CrossFit, whatever. That's an added benefit, but you don't need to do those things to lose weight. The one thing that you need is a calorie deficit. And I am getting to the point of where I've had a number of people, and I had the straw that broke the camel's back today of an individual that is promoting a product and there's no proof. And then there's always a little disclaimer, it's, oh, look at this person, they lost X amount of pounds. And it's like, yeah, it's not because of the supplement. It's not like they ate and then they took the supplement and then they magically lost the weight because of said supplement. No, it has to be in a calorie deficit. And it's interesting when I point this out to people, and especially with this last person, the last few people, but the last person today ended up, it's like, no, it all comes down to a calorie deficit. You don't need any special, matrix energy burning thermogenic supplements that will boost your metabolism. And, coffee can do that, and really, is it significantly enough to say, okay, well, you're going to lose 3 more pounds on using this supplement versus just a normal caloric deficit nutrition plan? No. There are 0 studies showing that these things are absolutely true, these claims that these people make. So what I want to do is go over, I haven't done a fitness video in quite some time, and I just kind of want to point out the truth. And if the truth hurts and it offends you, that's your cognitive dissonance coming into play. That's your biasness. You bought the ticket, you drank the Kool-Aid, and now you're stuck in this MLM program, and you're just reciting the mantras of, it's like a dangerous religious cult. You just recite the rhetoric and saying, oh, look what this has done. But again, remember, anecdotal evidence is not proof, because in the last few discussions that I've had with different people, they finally admit, when I check their website, that of the supplement and MLM program that they're trying to promote and get rich off, that they've been promised to, oh, you can retire early. And none of these people ever do. Find that interesting. I'm going to be 58 here in a month or two. And next thing you know, all of the people that said they were going to be millionaires from MLM companies, whether it's nutrition, supplements, pills, lotions, and potions, and the whole 9 yards, none of them have gotten rich. Matter of fact, every single one of them has quit. And even if you look at the statistics for MLM companies, the fallout rate is like 96%, somewhere around there. There's a few different studies, and it's just abysmal. It is the highest turnover rate of any business. MLM, yeah, great. So anyway, when we're talking about losing weight, it comes down to a calorie deficit. I wanted to go over a few things. So for example, in this study, optimal diet strategies for weight loss and weight loss maintenance, obesity comes into play. And in this review, they identified evidence-based dietary strategies. In other words, a calorie deficit weight loss plan based on 3 components. An energy deficit is the most important in weight loss. Low-calorie diet with a low-fat or carbohydrate content has been recommended. However, in some cases, a very low-calorie diet is required for a short period of time. Again, it all goes back to a calorie deficit. None of these people did any special supplements and anything like that. And it's interesting because these MLM supplement companies will never have an unbiased third-party study test their supplements in regards to weight loss against a control group or placebo group. They refuse. Now, they'll quote some kind of studies about this, but it's just general terms in regards to weight loss. But they always go back to, at the bottom of the page, all these claims are, we're not FDA approved and blah, blah, blah. We can't cure cancer or whatever, but it can help support weight loss. So the wording that they use on their websites is just very, very problematic because they will come so close to that line of saying, yeah, this will cure obesity. But then they'll say, no, look at all these people, that lost a ton of weight. And in fact, it was just a calorie deficit. Some micronutrient composition diets, such as ketogenic diet or high protein diet, could be considered in some cases, although potential risks and long-term effectiveness remain unknown. And there's a bunch of other studies that have been done on different diets for short term, like 3-6 months, long term, like a year, 2 years or more, and things like that. But generally what we see with all of the diets, carbohydrate restricted, fat restricted, high protein, Mediterranean, fasting, where you just have whatever diet you have, and then you just reduce the amount of calories that goes into your pie hole by fasting. In other words, not eating a meal. So in other words, you eat your dinner at 5 and then at night you wake up and you don't eat until 10 or 12 o'clock the next day. Yeah, you just skip a meal is basically what you're doing. So that is a calorie deficit. It's not anything special. And then there's actually been some studies that showed that, yeah, no diet is more significant than the other. They're all similar when it comes to weight loss. So anyway, it ends up, it talks about optimal diets and so on and so forth, food intake, low-calorie diet versus very low-calorie diet. Again, very low is very different. Meal replacement systems for caloric control tend to overestimate and underestimate the calories in food because meal replacements actually have such a low count for calories because people can't keep track of what they eat. And especially in the United States and some other countries, of where the serving size for a normal 2,000 calorie a day diet, one serving can make up over half of that calorie intake. So again, that's no wonder there's a lot of fat people. But they can't accurately estimate how many calories is in a meal. And so these meal replacement shakes and so on and so forth, and skipping meals, it creates a calorie deficit. Evidence shows that energy deficit is the most important factor for weight loss. Therefore, long-term strategies, including an energy deficit, is needed. If traditional low-calorie diet programs do not work, or where there is need for significant weight loss, meal replacement diets can be useful options. But again, what's interesting is these meal replacement diets can be options, but they're not the most optimal for your health and longevity. In other words, it's going to be a short-term weight loss stratagem to which you can lose weight, and then you go on to a maintenance calorie phase that doesn't take you into a surplus so that you gain the weight back. And that's the biggest problem that people have, is when they go on a weight loss program, either the watermelon diet, the cucumber diet, the whatever lemonade diet, whatever it is. You can shed a lot of pounds because you're reducing your calorie intake to almost nothing. So in a couple of weeks, it'd be like, oh, you can lose a ton of weight, for the prom, or the high school reunion, or the wedding, or going to summer vacation. But if you go back to eating the way you did before, guess what? Boom, you're going to gain that weight back again. And what's even interesting is studies have showed that people that do these fad diets or do these restrictive short-term weight loss diets with meal replacements and shakes and things like that, is once they go back to normal eating, they gain that weight back most of the time and more. So again, it's about a calorie deficit, losing the weight, and then having a reasonable nutrition plan that doesn't go into a calorie surplus. That seems to be the thing there. But the question is, do you need, is one diet better than the other? Actually, no. They all lose about the same amount of weight. When we take a look at some of the information, you could go through this and Mediterranean diet, this kind of Paleolithic, nature ordered diet, all of these different things, intermittent fasting, and really it just comes down to, eat healthy, eat in a calorie deficit, and you will be good to go. Don't waste time or money on dietary supplements. This is huge because most people that contact me for supplement MLM business opportunities will throw this at me, and it's like, look at all these people, look at all these testimonies of people that lost weight and gained muscle or whatever. Usually it's losing weight. And it's, you can make money, you can make commissions, and if you have so many levels and you sponsor so many people and share the plan with so and so, and again, the turnover rate is in the high 90s. That's not something I want to do, especially when I know the truth and the facts that I can get somebody to lose excess body weight, fat, without spending a ton of money on supplements. $billion industry. Let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger, because I know you're going to like this. In 2022, Americans projected to spend $35.6 billion on supplements, and a lot of money for products that show little, if any, evidence of benefits. What are the odds? The thinking is taking these pills can somehow improve your health or protect you from disease, and I would also include weight loss with that. This professor, Dr. Petro Cohen, associate professor at Harvard Medical School and general internist at Harvard Cambridge Health Alliance. Some people may need specific vitamins or supplements to help with deficiencies, but that can only be identified by getting and seeing a doctor. For the average healthy person, following a diet with plenty of fruits and vegetables provides all the essential vitamins and minerals. So unless you have a medical complication, a genetic deformity, so that you have a deficiency, or wires aren't crossed within the DNA and synapses aren't firing and things aren't working right, you could have some deficiencies. And it could be because a myriad of different problems within your hormone, within your body, and so on and so forth. Thyroid, all of that. Anyway, it goes on. It says, why do people buy so many? Blame clever marketing and loopholes in federal guidelines. Enter the MLM companies. The FDA regulates dietary supplements as a subcategory of food, but not as prescription or over-the-counter drugs. This means the FDA only monitors claims on supplement labels regarding disease treatment. So if you have a special supplement that you're selling at a very high price, and as long as you don't make any claims that it treats diseases, but you can say it helps with this, or like down here it says, for instance, Dietary supplements cannot make claims about specific conditions like lowers heart disease risk, protects against dementia. Yet the guidelines do allow for phrases like promote heart health, support immunity. However, any such phrases must be followed by these words. This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And it's interesting because obesity is a disease. So again, it's kind of a gray area here. This kind of ambiguity means the sky's the limit in terms of how manufacturers can present their products and with outrageous claims. Many people don't realize the difference. They see heart health and think it's beneficial, even though there may not be anything in the product that has shown effectiveness. Now, this is the part that I want to get on. People will take supplement companies will take an obscure report that dealt with, in rats or animals or monkeys, it seemed to, improve heart health. Well, where's the control group? Oh, they didn't have a controlled group. Did they have a placebo group? No, they didn't test for a placebo. How many other factors were put into play? What was the strict testing protocols that they came to this conclusion? Oh, they're just kind of, whatever. There are actually some studies where supplement companies say, hey, this is proof that it works. Like, for example, I had a gentleman send me the keto, the carnivore diet thing, and said, well, look at all these, and here's the report, the study showing that the carnivore diet is far superior, and it helped all these people with all these different things. The problem was with that study that he sent me, just because something is studied does not mean that it's good. And when I read that study, it ends up that how they came to the conclusions was based off of what people said. In other words, it wasn't based off of testing. Matter of fact, it goes so deep down the rabbit hole, it's not even funny. In that study, which was conducted by one person, by the way, it ends up that they didn't have any diagnosis for any people for like arthritis or this or pain or joints or whatever. In all of the reviews, the surveys that they did were people who are already on that diet and then claimed, oh, it helped with my pain management, it helped with this and that. And even though these people had not been officially diagnosed by any doctor, so we don't even know if that was true or not. So, yeah, to say that, well, it helped with this, it did this for me and this for thee, and I had this, and now I don't have it anymore. These people, weren't even diagnosed. They weren't tested to see what problems they had in the beginning of the study or during or after, and the test results was a survey. So you think there's a little bit of biasness in that study? There was no control groups. It was just like, oh, you do the ketogenic or do you do the carnivore diet? Oh, come on, here, fill out this survey. And we're going to do this. And then, 12 weeks down the road, I'm going to ask you some other survey questions. And then boom, that was the study. Seriously. The medical consensus is that there's no miracles in those bottles. Multiple studies have found taking extra vitamins and minerals don't protect against disease or improve overall health in otherwise healthy people. So you're not going to get an extra boost. What about taking extra vitamins? For instance, C is loaded with antioxidants, so why not load up on vitamin C? In general, taking large amounts of C is not toxic to the body and it can only absorb so much, so any extra is excreted in urine. But again, no proof that taking extra vitamin C beyond the recommended daily amount offers extra protection. It goes on, and when, who needs a supplement, and generally it's talking about vitamin supplements. But pretty much what we end up seeing is that, the same thing, supplement companies don't have to abide by the rules of the FDA, and so they can make these things, supports immune system. You need to go to the Nature's Valley and the whole 9 yards, and that's all you see. And it's crazy. You might get a little bit of a benefit, but it's not going to be as big of a benefit as exercising 3 to 5 times a week. It's not going to benefit, like for heart health, of doing 75 minutes to 150 minutes a week of elevated cardio that can reduce heart issues and complications up to 50%, heart attack, stroke, so on and so forth. Those things have actually been studied and with real results, real testing, real diagnosis with control groups. And so exercise and cardio is a good thing, and a healthy, well-balanced meal and not overeating, not eating in a surplus and filling your pie hole with crap, you do better than the majority of people out there. But to say and imply that a supplement is better for losing fat than not is absolutely crazy. And for the people that send me stuff and some of the posts that I read, I saw this post and this individual said, oh, you need to try QRE. And they said, oh, look at this person lost tons of weight. And it's like, with the supplement, interesting. But then I'm like, no, weight loss comes through a calorie deficit. You don't need supplements. And then all of a sudden, it's like they're breaking it down. It's like, oh, well, yeah, they skipped a meal. No, yeah, they do a shake. I want to show you how crappy this stuff is. And it's the bottom of the barrel, as with almost 99.99999% of MLM companies. So here is their QRE shake, $84 a month for 28 servings. So, I should probably pop it on here. There it is, QRE. And what we end up seeing is it's $84, supports healthy weight loss. They can't say that it is. Again, it's the FDA guidelines that they can't make those claims. Helps suppress appetite. Supports healthy aging. Supports a healthy digestive system. And it's like, if you look at this stuff here, we're looking at 120 calories, total fats 3.5 grams, cholesterol is not too bad, total carbs 9 grams, protein 16 grams, and then you got some Barney Basic, vitamin, riboflavin, iodine, magnesium, zinc, copper. Those supplements and the things that you can put into this are so damn cheap, it's not even funny. And the ingredients is whey protein concentrate, soy protein isolate, maltodextrin, medium chain triglycerides, natural flavors, blah, 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 sucralose, and then the McQueen X blend, McKee berry power, whole extract, whatever, spinach leaf powder, coriella broccoli sprout extract, kale leaf powder, alfalfa leaf powder, and spirulina, whatever that word is. But here's the thing, is that all of these are made in a factory, and then they're put a label for the company that's selling it. And so that factory that pumps this stuff out, most likely, in the high 90%, that they do supplements for other companies that slap on their labels. It's designed to provide essential vitamins and minerals as the extract, the elixir of the gods, is a breakthrough resulting in the collaboration between some whatever scientist in the world and Bob Renia, the co-founder of this MLM company who's making a ton of money. Boosts the antioxidant power of the shake 10 times. 10 times! But the thing is, if you have a normal, well-balanced nutrition plan, you're going to get all the antioxidants that you need. You don't need 10 times more. Comes in 2 flavors. We're going to talk about this because $84. Let's pull out the calculator here. So we got the calculator. We're going to do $84. Divide that by 28, which is probably going to be $3 or $4. Yep, $3. $3 per scoop for 34 grams. 34 grams. $3 a scoop. It's a small scoop. Okay, I'm just telling you. It's, when I make a latte, you know how much my double shot latte weighs? 40 grams. My double shot latte weighs more than this serving. And you're paying $3 a pop. Now you might say, oh, well, look at all the vitamins. Okay, there's a lot cheaper ways to do this, and you could just do it with a normal calorie deficit nutrition plan. You don't even need supplement shakes to do this. You could do intermittent fasting, you could do keto, you could do Atkins, you could do low carb, high carb, low fat, high fat, whatever it is, as long as it is a calorie deficit. And really, they all produce similar results. So whatever one clicks with you, do that one, and you will probably lose weight if you track your nutrition. But at $3 a scoop, I would say that's pretty damn expensive. And every month, seriously? Here does this McKee berry, the magic berry for weight loss. And the most powerful berries, including potential weight loss effects. In other words, they can't say, because the FDA says if you make that claim, you have to have proof. Well, they don't have proof. So they can only say, including potential weight loss. But does it really live up to the hype? I'll tell you right now, no, it doesn't. In this article, we'll dive into the science behind and separate fact from fiction when it comes to those stubborn pounds. This is so cringy. It's a superfood. I beg to differ. Richest source of antioxidants. Again, your body is only going to use so many antioxidants, and if you have a normal, balanced, well nutrition plan, you're going to get all the antioxidants that you need, and saying that more is better isn't necessarily the case. One study found that rats, not with people, given this berry powder, lost more weight and body fat than rats that didn't receive the supplement. This is a case of biasness, because you're saying, what is the chemical makeup of a rat versus a human being? What are the digestive and the blood and muscle protein synthesis between a rat and a person? In other words, there were no human trials. That's very important. Additionally, another study in obese women found that those who took the supplement for 12 weeks and had reductions in waist circumference, body fat compared to those who didn't take the supplement. Though more research is needed, these findings suggest, and I've asked people, because I've run into 3 people that have been with QRE, and nobody can find me that study. There is had reductions in weight. Here's the interesting thing. Listen to this. That the obese women who took the supplement for 12 weeks had reductions in waist circumference and body fat compared to those who didn't take the supplement. But the thing is, the supplement has to be with a calorie deficit nutrition plan. So what we can conclude by this, in this mental gymnastics and word thing that we got going on here, is that details matter. So with this supplement that they're promoting, they also say that you have to be on a calorie deficit diet, meal replacement. So instead of having a big meal, saying 1,000 calories, now you're only going down to, 120 calories. So it's a meal replacement. So instead of saying, even if it was 500 calories or 600 or 700 calories that you had in a meal, reducing that down to 120, you're going to be in a calorie deficit. So when they say, and they talk about this, and they say, well, compared to people who didn't take the supplement, means they're actually comparing people who weren't on a calorie deficit diet and with a meal replacement system. In other words, there was a greater calorie deficit. So it's not that this magic McKee berry or whatever it is, this magic berry, does more fat burning for you than regular calorie deficits. No, it just means that there is a higher calorie deficit because you're only taking in 120 calories versus people who are still could be in a calorie deficit, but their deficit is only 200 or 300 calories. So in other words, huge calorie deficit, may 500 calories that you're not taking in versus 200 or 300, which is generally what doctors conclude is a more healthy way to lose weight. Over 12 weeks, obviously the people who have a higher calorie deficit are going to lose more weight. But if you take this magical berry out of the mix, you're still going to lose weight. The berry is not responsible for the extra weight loss. It's the increased, or actually the decreased calorie deficit. The increased calorie deficit that they have is what is making the difference. So if your deficit is 500 calories versus somebody whose deficit is 200 calories, who do you think is going to lose more weight? Well, obviously the person who has a 500 calorie deficit. The magic berry, reducing amount of body fat absorption by the body. I got to call BS on that. A study showed that when rats were given the extract, they absorbed less fat from their diet. Well, what is the diet of a rat, and how can that compare to the diet of a human being? This is why I don't like animal studies, rat studies specifically. Another way it may help with weight loss is increasing energy expenditure. One study found that people took Mackay berry powder, they had higher resistance energy expenditure for up to 3 hours after taking it. This means their bodies were burning more calories even when they were at rest. The problem is that this is really massaged because nobody can give me these studies as well. But the interesting thing is that if you exercise and you do cardio or you do resistance weight training or whatever it is, your body is going to continue to burn calories after the exercise. It's pretty much with any exercise that you do that this will occur. So saying that this berry will make you a higher, you're going to expend calories 3 hours after taking it doesn't really mean anything, because if you don't take the berries and you exercise and do cardio, you're still going to get 3 to 6 hours of burning energy after that exercise routine or workout. So they're cherry picking, and cherry picking berry, yeah. It also contains compounds to help reduce inflammation. Again, they can't say inflammation is thought to be one of the underlying causes of obesity. But it reduces inflammation. Well, where's the study showing, where's the proof that shows that it does reduce? It just says it can help to reduce. It's possible it could. It supports the reduction of inflammation, but they can't come right out and say that it does because they don't have any proof. Otherwise, they would have to go to the FDA and get approval, and they don't want to do that because they can't have the proof. It appears to be a promising supplement for weight loss. Yeah, if you massage everything, you can massage everything. You can massage Hitler or Stalin or Mao Zedong to look like good people, but in the end, it's not. Side effects. This is really interesting. Include in your diet by adding it to salad, yogurt, oatmeal, whatever. Possible side effects include gastrointestinal issues such as diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting. You know what? With a calorie deficit, with a well-balanced meal, with the foods that you like and enjoy, you don't have to worry about those side effects, any possible side effects. Additionally, people may experience headaches, dizziness, and difficulty sleeping. While these side effects are typically mild and temporary, some people may be more susceptible to others. Any severe persistent, consult a healthcare provider. Now, there's a reason that they don't tell you why you would experience headaches, dizziness, problems with sleeping, and other side effects, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, is because you're not getting enough calories in the day. In other words, it's too much of a deficit, and you're shocking the body, and your body's like, you ever get hungry and then you get hangry, and then you feel sick to your stomach because you don't have enough calories that you haven't eaten during the day, and you get headaches and dizzy? It's kind of the same thing. Your calorie reduction is too drastic, and it's not healthy. Just saying. This magic berry can be an effective and natural substance to help with weight loss. And again, you can't just take this by itself. Vitamins, minerals, blah, 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 blah. Aid in fat burning, that's not how that works. However, it's important to remember you may be able to give a boost to your weight loss journey. It will not do all the work for you. Proper diet and exercise are still essential components when trying to lose weight. And that is probably one of the most important things right there, is the fact that you don't need a magic berry to lose weight. You just need proper diet and exercise, and you could save $84 a month. Okay. Here's the shake. Of course, they got the good-looking women on there. And this is interesting. One scoop, 34 grams. It's less than a double shot latte with no milk. I'm just telling you, that's a small scoop. Again, we're looking at about 16 grams of protein there. We got that. Total carbs is about 9 grams, and calories is 120 grams, and vitamins, minerals, whatever. That's kind of normal stuff. So remember, we did the math down here, and it was $3 per scoop. That's some damn expensive supplements. And so I want you to compare this with Walmart, the bottom of the barrel, boom, this is whey protein, Nutricos, which is a Barney. It's a really inexpensive and cheap. And what we end up seeing here is that one scoop, 36 grams. Hey, kind of similar, isn't it? 25 servings. And your carbohydrates is 3 grams. Your protein is 25 grams, which is actually a little bit better. If you have a higher protein intake with less carbs, that is actually shown to be more satiating, and you won't get as hungry over time. So actually, this is actually a little bit better. But when we go to the calculator, this is going to be the fun part. So let's just round this up to $32, and we divide that by 25 servings. And how much is it a cost per scoop? $1.28. So you're paying more than half for a scoop of something that's basically the same thing as you get here. What about, surely there's some other stuff on here. Why, yes, there is. These premier protein shakes, protein powders and so on and so forth. As we take a look at this, 150 calories. It says that the total carbohydrates are 4, protein is 30 grams, 17 servings. And if we take a look at that, so this is basically, we'll just call it $27 per bottle divided by 17. That's still $1.58 per scoop versus $3 a scoop with the QRE. It doesn't have as many added vitamins and minerals, but again, the majority of people, if you have a well-balanced nutrition plan to begin with fruits and vegetables and protein sources, you're not going to need all those anyway. The supplement people really don't want you to hear this. Here's another one here, the Slim Fast diet. People, I would make fun of people on the Slim Fast, but really when it comes down to it, here is $37. Let's just call it $38. And in this is 52 servings with one scoop. And let's take a look. Carbs 18 grams, protein is 2 grams. So this is more of a meal replacement shake. So it's low in protein. So again, it doesn't matter if it's high protein, low carb, high carb, whatever. Most diets, as long as you're in a calorie deficit, it will result in weight loss. But with 52 servings per container, $38 divided by 52, that's 73 cents a scoop. 26 grams. And yeah, if you're concerned about protein, there's some other stuff. But again, what I'm showing is that these things like this are going to cost half as much as what you're going to buy when you do these shakes and have to join their MLM thing. And you're definitely not going to make a lot of money with those things. So yeah, and this doesn't even go. I was going to do a longer video. I had some other links of stuff of some companies that have supplements for weight loss, burners, and this and that. But and again, it all goes. It's just a rehash of the same thing. Not FDA approved. Oh, this study on rats or this study on this or that, and it's all the same mantra. It's all the same rhetoric. It's all the same hype. And really, when you take that supplement out of the mix, you can still get somebody to lose body weight with just a normal calorie deficit. And if you figure it out to where you do you can lose 2 to 3 pounds a week. That is considered healthy. And if you do that over a long period of time, you hit your desired weight, and then you do another calorie and macro calculator thing, which is free on the internet. And what you'll find out is you can do a maintenance phase. And as long as you stay within that maintenance phase, you can keep that weight off. But you don't need a supplement shake. You don't need some special magic berry, from Guatemala or some other, weird thing. Oh, this is the acai berry. There's the big thing with the acai berry. That used to be the big thing. Now it's this QRE whatever thing, and it's, meal replacement shake. And again, if we looked at meal replacement shakes that are half or less than what this is, and all it is just a calorie deficit. And if you take the magic berry or the magic supplement out of the mix, and you still maintain apples to apples, compare apples to apples, and let's say you do a 500 calorie deficit and a 500 calorie deficit with the berry, without the berry, you're not going to find any significant difference between the two. There's no studies. There are 0 studies that show that. Because, these supplement companies don't want to do and get tested by scientists and by disinterested third parties that have disclaimers of saying if there's a conflict of interest within the study, which is now a thing. And it's interesting because, once that kind of popped up into the world of studies and medicine and so on and so forth, supplement companies are just like, we're not gonna do that, because if we do a study with our people, we have to put into the study that we funded the study, and besides, we'd have to, they know it's not going to work out. They cannot do a study with a control group or a placebo group. It will fail miserably. And so the only thing that they're left with is to be able to reference rat studies and anecdotal evidence of, this person lost 40 pounds using our product. There's people out there who have lost double that amount of weight, 100, 200 pounds, without using their supplements. So in other words, the supplement, MLM supplement and fat-burning supplement is not responsible for weight loss. It does not give you a significant increase. You're not going to cheat the system and hack the body. That seems to be a big thing these days, hack the weight loss. No, it's not a hack. It's been established by science for decades. But unfortunately, supplement companies are on that side of the line where they can make assumptions and they can say things, supports immunity, supports weight loss and all this, but really there is no test or study or meta-analysis. Even more importantly, there is 0 meta-analysis that show that supplements like QRE is a significant improvement when it comes to weight loss during an apples-to-apples comparison in calorie deficit and the calorie deficit amount. So they massage. It's like a Thai massage. They can massage that stuff to make it sound really good, but in the end, there is that disclaimer they can't. But according to the FDA, we can't make any claims. It has to be in conjunction with, and usually it's very, very, very small print. A lot of supplement companies, you have to dig to actually find it amongst all of the hype, and it's just absolutely crazy. So when people get mad at me, this last person that sent me this, and there's a couple others before. I've had 2 people recommend QRE to me, and other people have offered other supplements and how to make money, and we'll give you a commission if you, we like how you look as an older person and so on and so forth, the visible abs and all that. They wanted me, there's a couple of companies that wanted me to do, support their supplements and try to sell them and be a spokesman. And I told him, I said, that's not how it works. I mean, I got some decent abs there. I'm a decent looking guy for being 57, almost 58 years old. It's not bad at all. But the supplement companies are like, yeah, if you promote this, you'll get a commission off of every order, blah, 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 who mention a code that if you refer the code and they use it, you'll get money. And unfortunately, it's all based on this hype that I've just explained to you. And it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And one of them, I could make some severely big money on commissions. But again, it's all dependent upon me pushing a product and pushing something that is not factual. Yeah, this will help with weight loss if you take our product in conjunction with exercise and cardio and calorie deficit nutrition plan, blah, 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 blah. I can't do that. Honestly, I cannot do that. In good conscience, I can't do that because that would be telling a lie. When I can just tell you to do a calorie calculator online for free, do a macro calculator online for free, put in your age, your weight, your height, your activity level, boom, it pops out a number that says, hey, to lose weight or maintain weight or gain weight, if you want to lose weight, you have to eat this many calories. And that's just kind of like a starting point. You might have to reduce it 100 or 200 or 300 calories to get to a place of where you lose, 1 to 2, maybe 3 pounds a week. But again, it's just going over it every, 2 to 4 weeks. Go back over that calorie calculator again, because if you've lost 10 pounds, you're getting down to where you might need to redo the calculator. And then just kind of adjust your nutrition plan from there. And again, the hardest part isn't going to the gym. The hardest part is the nutrition and reducing the amount of calories that you eat. Some people like doing intermittent fasting because it forces them to skip a meal, which is a calorie deficit. But, stuff like these supplement companies and stuff, and I will get the usual, oh, how dare you, this has worked for so many people. No, when you pull that out, there's hundreds and hundreds of studies on weight loss through a variety of different nutrition plans, calorie deficit plans, keto, low carb, high carb, this carb, that carb, protein, high, low, middle, in between, carb cycling, the whole 9 yards, Atkins, keto, all of those have shown significant weight loss is all the same. It's all the same. There's no significant one diet that is better than any of the others. And there's definitely no studies that show, well, if you add this magic berry or this magic, supplement that we found in the deep jungles of South America, where these people who live down there, that they don't have any body fat. That's not how it works. It really isn't. It's just. And it's insane that people will buy into this rhetoric and this hype, and they don't know what they're talking about. And then they get mad at me and other people like me who present the facts. Just purely through a calorie deficit and a well-balanced nutrition plan, you can lose weight. 1, 2, 3 pounds a week, it's not hard. But when you start pointing this stuff out and saying, that's not how, this berry in and of itself, show me in a study with a control group, not with rats, not with animals, not with plants and flavonoids and all this stuff. Is there a human trial with a human control group with the same exercise and the same nutritional intake, and show me the difference? Show me the money. Show me the money where these people lose more weight with the magic substance supplement than just having a regular plan. So in other words, 2 identical nutrition plans with same calorie deficits. One has the magic supplement, the other doesn't. And does the magic supplement produce more weight loss? They do not. They don't, and they can't, and they won't fund it. Isn't that interesting? Here's some food for thought. As I drink my cheap-ass protein shake, the cheapest I can find. Here's an interesting thing. These companies, multi-million, $100 million, $200, $300 million companies that are making these magic supplements, and they're driving around in their Bentleys and their Rolls Royces. They're doing their MLM appearances and say, oh, this is the yacht that I bought, and this is, I have condos in New York and blah, 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 and they're flaunting their wealth. Look at this, $75,000 Rolex, and look at my car, it's $300,000, or a couple $1,000,000. But they don't have money to hire disinterested scientists to do a study with a control group and a placebo with their product. Wonder why. Because they know they'll lose. They know they will lose. So what do is they take away that. They won't point to that. But they'll direct you to, ooh, look at all the testimonies. Look at all the people that lost all this weight with our magic product. There's more people that have lost weight just doing a natural calorie deficit without your magic pill or potion. So, yeah, they're biased. It's confirmational bias. They're only going to use the things, that supports them, and they're not going to look at the facts of the truth of studies and meta-analysis. So, anyway, stop it with the MLS weight loss supplement BS. I'm tired of it. Again, this last person that I talked to today, chatted with on a post, they left a post, and it's like, oh, this person, and I've known this person for a while online. They seem generally like a nice person and everything. But the pushing of this and not explaining, saying, oh, well, basically it's like, hey, this product is responsible for her weight loss, and it's not. And you kind of had to drag it out and say, well, no, it's about a calorie deficit. Well, yeah, but, if you take the only thing I see that is happening with, this stuff here is you're losing money. You're paying twice of what you should, and maybe even 3 times, more than what you should. And even then, the majority of people don't need a meal replacement shake, and you can just have smaller meals. What are the odds? Just have a smaller meal. Just a smaller portion. If you have a big portion, just make it small. Small portion. Not big, small. And you'll save yourself $84 a month. Where could that $84 a month go? I don't know. You could put it into, invest for retirement. You could pay off your bills. Put extra money towards your mortgage and paying off your house, paying off the car, becoming debt-free. How much does that come out to? $84 a month times 12. That's $1,000. That's over $1,000 a year that you're going to be spending with this stuff. And then if you're roped into some of the other products that they have, well, if you do that, well, then you have to do the other products. You have to do our energy pills. The energy pills, how much are those? That's $48 a month. So 84 plus 48. Now that's 132. Add that to the mix. Let's see, what else? That's just the Barney Basic stuff. Prime Gel. That's another anti-aging pill thing, packet of pills. That's another $89 a month. So in case you're wondering, yeah, $89 a month for that. 30. Good Lord. So 132 plus 89. That's $221 a month. $221 a month. That's a lot. And what's interesting is that with MLM companies, once you hit the $175 to $250 a month, that's the amount of money that they want you to spend each and every month. So this is $220 and $21 a month. And let's say we multiply this by 12. How much does that come out? $2,600. That's about close to what you could be putting into a Roth IRA and getting, that would be infinitely better than buying this crap here. $89. Divide that by 30. So in other words, one a day. That's almost $3 for one little pack. That is insane. Grapeseed extract, green tea leaf extract, other acai extract, blackberry extract, melon powder, grape seed. But yeah, that, and again, they make all these claims. Oh, gut health, healthy skin, sustained energy, brain health, cardiovascular. You know what? You know what's good for cardiovascular health? Doing exercise 75 to 150 minutes a week will reduce cardiovascular issues up to 50%, and there are actual studies that prove that. So yeah, I can't support this any way, shape, or form, or any other supplement company that makes these wild and unsubstantiated claims of, saying, oh, we got this special proprietary blend. That phrase, proprietary blend, means that they can just put whatever amounts of whatever into those supplements. And there's been a few videos and documentaries talking about this over the years, showing that, in articles showing that these things, are terrible. When they actually sent products off to third-party testing to evaluate the quantities and quality of the products that are in supplements and so on and so forth, they found out that, a lot of them don't adhere, and basically they're fibbing. They're giving you less when they say they're advertising this is how much you're getting. So really, it's false advertising. But because it's a supplement, the FDA doesn't really care, and it's just absolutely insane on what they do with all this stuff. So, and to make the claims and, it's better skin and strengthened immunity system. Where's the study? Where's the double-blind study with placebo? Cardiovascular health. Where's the double-blind placebo? And I should clarify, with humans showing this to be true. Brain health. Again, where is the double-blind study with placebo? Sustained energy, gut health, all of these things. Oh, my skin looks so much better with this. I don't know. Maybe it's just because you're putting lotion on the skin, making it look better. Anti-aging properties. That's a huge one. That is crazy. Where is it? Shows that if you take this product, it will result in you aging not as much as the average person. They can't because they don't have any studies to rely on. So this is just absolutely insane when we talk about MLM companies. And the interesting thing is there's a number of articles written by doctors. I wish I had them. I was looking for them. It must have been, I was in the States and I live in Korea now, but I couldn't find it. But I think it was a couple of doctors that did studies, and when they were talking about evaluating the contents and the quality of supplements, the MLM, multi-level marketing companies, were the worst generally overall out of all the supplement companies as for questionable content and quantities. They advertised this much, but they couldn't identify that in the packet or powder or pill or whatever it was, or it was significantly less than what was advertised. The proprietary blend is very problematic because you can say, well, this proprietary blend, we throw in this, and it's a couple of grains of whatever, and ooh, it's good for heart health, good for brain, good for sustained energy. So in other words, they can put it in there, put it in a couple of, little spritz, kind of like Salt Bae doing his thing, with a few little ingredients, saying, oh, they're not lying. But when it came to the quantity and the amounts that were actually in those products, the MLM companies were the worst. So, is it any wonder that I've got a bad taste of MLM? Yeah, that is. And unfortunately, being the age that I am, my parents got involved in a number of MLM companies. I even did to some degree. I did the Amway and I did a couple others. And, I found out the hard way that those things don't work. And then that was about the same time that I started looking at Better Business Bureau, that I started looking at studies and this and that and the whole 9 yards, and really looking and seeing, kind of evaluating claims and saying, well, this person over here lost weight, lost 100 pounds, and they didn't use your products. So What's the difference? What is the main component? Calorie deficit. So in other words, the supplement is totally unnecessary. And the biggest thing here is probably this placebo effect. If you think that you are doing better, you will actually be doing better because you have a positive mental attitude. So a lot of these companies will focus on positive and positive reinforcement. And if they keep just shoving this stuff, this rhetoric down your throat, saying, "Oh, this is healthy for you, this is better," I'm taking the pills, and it's like, "Oh yeah, these are healthy for you. I feel much better. I feel much better." Then you're going to think that you're actually feeling better because you have a positive outlook on life. So in other words, you could change your physical characteristics just by the way you think to some degree. Okay, let's not get crazy here. But there's also interesting side note. I remember reading some stuff on how this person was he got trapped inside a refrigerated train car and started getting cold. He couldn't get out. It was locked. And he's sitting there and he's freezing and he wrote out some stuff, last will and testament and everything. And it ends up that the temperature, that he died of exposure. But the problem is that the temperature was not as low as what he thought, and he actually could have survived. But in his mind, he's I'm going to freeze to death. I'm going to die. And that's basically what he ended up doing. Your mind is very powerful, and but we need to look at the placebo effect, and we need to rule that out from things because we need to look at what works for the majority of people, and the majority of people for weight loss is calorie deficit. It's exercise, it's throwing in some cardio so that you get good heart health, but to make claims that, you need to spend an asinine amount of money to aid in, weight management. Something is not regulated, not supported by the FDA, by the way, and it has to be in conjunction with a, calorie deficit and a weight training and exercise program. It's not the missing link that they say it is. It really isn't. So I know somebody's going to block me, but that's okay. But we need to get out of this BS, and anecdotal evidence is not evidence at all. Confirmational bias in picking out studies of rats and ignoring the fact that some of these companies have been around for decades and billions of dollars will not fund a disinterested third-party study to test the efficacy of their products. That says a lot right there. But the fact that I can get people, and many other people can put people on a calorie deficit to lose weight without their magic lotions and potions and pills, that tells me right there that, I don't need that. I'll take that money, that $220, $250 a month, and I'm going to put it into a Roth IRA. I'm going to save for retirement. I'm going to put it into paying down the mortgage and all that other stuff we talked about. You would get a better return on that, and there's something to be said for that. When you pay off your debts, your mind and the stress that leaves you is good. That has quantifiable, metrics with that, is you're not burdened down by debt. So, it is what it is. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to talk about today when it comes to weight loss and magic potions and berries and beans, kind of like Jack and the Beanstalk. It only exists in fairy tale land. And when you start looking at objective testing, it just fails miserably. So it's not the silver bullet as a lot of people claim. All right, that's going to be it. And I know it's been an hour, excuse me, but this just gets me hyped up, and I hate to see people get roped into these things and latch onto this rhetoric, thinking that they're going to get rich, thinking that they're going to live forever, thinking that this is what is responsible for weight loss, and so that's why I'm pushing this when it's not responsible for weight loss. You could say, in effect, that, let's just look at their shake again. I won't. I've rambled on enough. It's just, you would get better just by skipping a meal than spending $84 a month and buying this. it is what it is. All right. Peace.